out the nightstick is the corresponding evidence. It was in the card. I couldn't get from the picture, but from his card here, it says, "You're following the trail of coins I've left for you. Feel how they're still warm to the touch." It's a weird phrase, because I would say trail of breadcrumbs, anything like that, right? Tell me we're successful. Oh, thank God. My officers are fucking top notch. Alright. Let's get this under control. Fight at the Ice Prince Cafe. 15 hooligans. I'm not sending 2 people to deal with that. Mole, Luckett, please get on that case.
311A complete.
Alright. Started the investigation. Head. Frederica Laderez personally oversees every incoming delivery at the port. She doesn't go anywhere without 2 bodyguards. A large cargo ship arrives from Colombia every 2 weeks. It carries lots of interesting things, including boxes of drugs. Frederic Ladereza boards the ship and pays the captain for his services. The urns filled with drugs are locked in a large yellow cargo container. It gets unloaded first. The urns are packed in boxes and are shipped by truck to the Atla funeral home. One of Federica Lederez's guards escorts the truck driver to the Atla funeral home. Okay.
1011A in progress.
We have a terror threat. The city center. The police intercepted a radio signal similar to the kind used by terrorist cells. They appear to be preparing a terrorist attack on Freiburg. The radio could only catch short snatches of dialogue. It sounds like 2 cells, codenamed Green Snake and Jupiter, are going to make something they're calling the Prophet's Hammer to make a giant explosion. This is pretty... pretty important. I'm going to send 4 officers to check that out. Could be nothing, but... There weren't any terrorists in the abandoned apartment and no sign of imminent attack. The signal was transmitted by a toy radio. Glad I didn't ready the SWAT team for that. Drug sales in the ghetto. The owner of a small grocery reports that teenage drug pushers are always hanging around the corner outside his shop. "I'm tired of calling this in. You cops never do anything." The disappointed man then abruptly hung up. Gibbons, check it out with Percy, please. 3 new frames in the drug trafficking case. We also have more new cases in the arson. Ronald Sherman, the former Swiss of Freiburg Birth Control Union client who blames the center for destroying his family. Motel, a certain R. Sherman has made his home here for over a month. Or the house in which Mr. Sherman lived with his wife. After the divorce, the property went to his wife. So he's not going to be there. He's going to be here. Vela, Trevor, take the SWAT team. Bring him in. Be careful, please. Watch out for booby traps. It's the last thing we need. Get the mafia to sell it. Any small loot, I'll get the Mafia to sell. Any guns, weapons, anything like that, nah. Stays with me. Good work.
Boyd.
Well, finally, Jack. I've been dying to reach you these past 2 weeks, but I thought I should give you some time to recover your strength. How are you feeling?
Better than ever, Mr. Sand. Touched by your concern.
Well, I hope this doesn't sound too sentimental, Jack, but while you were laying in a coma, I thought about our last meeting many times. It was such a fascinating conversation. You said it yourself. You're a true hunter.
No, Mr. Sand, it was you who said that.
Was it? Well, it doesn't matter. What is important, Kendrick told me a lot about you, Jack. But I suddenly realized that he didn't give me the whole story. Why is it you only want half?
What are you talking about?
Well, why is it you only want to make half? Not a whole million, just half. Not 100,000, but 5. It's a very specific figure. How did you arrive at that number?
Well, I was looking at a house a couple hours outside of Freeburg, down the river. I figured to buy it, move the family, and set everything up, I'd need right around 500,000. It's not my style to take more than I need.
Ah. I must admit, Jack, I imagined all sorts of reasons, but none of them were close to the truth.
Are you disappointed, Mr. Sand?
No, not with you, Jack. Quite the contrary. I respect you even more.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Sand. And now if you'll excuse me, I have to go home and get some sleep.
Of course, Jack. I just...
Hung up on him. That's a bold move. Jesus. Day 69, AO, September 21st, Saturday. 25-year-old Pamela Cox, latest victim of brutal murder. Rumor mayor's favorite stripper found dead in his home. A giraffe is coming to the zoo. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Good morning. Mr. Boyd, what's the reason you've called this press conference today? I don't know. An important announcement. It is my duty to warn the to warn the people of Freeburg that there's a new predator wandering our streets, one who preys on young girls. Our sources tell us that 2 murders have already happened in the city, and a maniac nicknamed the Dentist is the killer. Why have you been so slow to warn the public? I can't comment on an ongoing investigation, naturally. The Dentist is only one man. Can't the Freeburg Police Department handle one crazy loner? The feds have been looking for the Dentist across the country for years, but hopefully in our small city he won't find it so easy to hide. Do you believe it's specifically girls who are in danger? I would advise girls not to wear provocative clothing and not overdo it with the makeup. That's not what I thought caution was going to mean, but do you have any information about the identity of the killer? That's all the information I can share with you for now. Thank you. I didn't know we were giving a press conference. Didn't even prep me. It was just throw me in there. Day 70, September 22nd, Sunday. The Dentist most wanted for decades. More cutbacks on city road repair. Freeburg police provide no details on the Dentist. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Oh yeah, the work is definitely piling on. Truth is, if I didn't have Palmer helping me catch this psycho, I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah.
You know, when he got here,
And the stuff the newspapers are saying, is it true?
What are the newspapers saying?
The girl who was killed. She filed a sexual harassment complaint against the mayor? What about the other victims? Were they harassed by the mayor too?
Well, it's hard to say.
Is it true?
So far, the mayor's the only thing we have connecting the victims, but only one of them filed a complaint against him, and she withdrew it a few days later. Someone must have pressured her, but It's hard to say anything for sure.
But is it true? Do you think it's true?
Well, let's just say it seems like it might be. What's the matter?
The mayor raped me.
Can you repeat that?
The mayor of Freeburg, Stuart Rogers, he raped me. You heard me right.
When did this happen?
4.5 years ago when I was just out of college. They gave a reception for us at City Hall. Rogers gave a speech, and there were a few other speakers, then dinner. I drank the champagne, it was hot out, the music was loud. I was feeling dizzy, so I went to take a breath in a quiet corner. I found a conference room, then a few minutes later the mayor came in with his guard. Rogers whispered something to the guard, and the guard left. I didn't have time to figure out what was going on. Rogers just walked up to me, grabbed me by the throat and squeezed, and then he began to rape me. This went on. It lasted about 10 minutes.
Look, Lana, it would be very difficult to prove anything at this point, but
You wouldn't have to prove anything. I have a videotape.
A video?
A recording from a surveillance camera, a cassette. The raping mayor, sitting in my closet next to Kramer versus Kramer.
But how...
6 months after it happened, someone slipped the cassette under my door. This was the same time the city administrator, Mary Simmons, was dismissed. Quite a scandal, if you recall. I think that must have to do with it.
Lana, don't worry about a thing. We'll use this tape and ambush the bastard.
No, we're not going to do that.
Lana, listen to me. You need to...
It's been 4 years. Don't you think I've had time to think things through? I already decided I'm not pressing charges.
Lana, whatever you've been thinking, I promise you, it would be better if
No,
you...
it wouldn't be better. For the past few years, I've worked hard so that people would take me seriously, so they'd respect me as a professional. If I step forward now, I ruin all my efforts, my whole future, and I'll destroy my one chance to make this city better. I'll be a sympathy case, I'll be humiliated, and then I'll be attacked. And the one thing I won't ever get again is respect.
Lana, you're talking about covering up a crime.
I'm doing it because I know it's the right thing to do.
Then you're a fool.
Oh my God, I made a mistake. Just forget everything I said.
Lana, Lana! Shit. Shit!
That was a lot to take in. It's my dog's birthday and I want to spend the day with her at the park. Can you let me off? No. City officials want to demolish my house because of some bureaucratic error. If I don't resolve the problem today, my family's going to have to find another place to live. Can I have the day off? Sure, Percy. Alright, so we're down one officer for the day. Dirt Cheap by Tracy Lutz. Go ahead and pop that in the old cassette player there. Yeah, that's a lot to take in. That's a huge accusation. That has my mind working non-stop now. Funeral for Bert Steele, Samuel Williams, Eric Barcelona, and Shirley Johnson. What shift am I on? Shift B. So Mole, Luckett, Armstrong, and Casey. I don't think anyone's working a case right now, so I have to check that out. I didn't know I can request more than one thing at once. What the hell? Drug trafficking. Shift B. Why is Mole and Luckett? Interesting. I already forgot who the other... Armstrong and Casey. When everyone focusing on this drug trafficking, I want to bring this person down swiftly.
10 in progress.
Breaking and entering the ghetto. Mrs. Peterson claims that the dentist is breaking into her apartment. I hear him drilling through the lock. You have to hurry. That doesn't seem to be his MO. We'll send Gibbons and Beardsell to check that out. You guys are killing me, okay? Antonisha, take White as well.
12-10 in progress.
Suspicious individual at Octopus Restaurant. An inebriated guest of the restaurant noticed that the kitchen chef bears a striking resemblance to the dentist picture of the newspaper. All of our calls are just going to be this today, isn't it? Spain, take Lazzarini, check that out, please. There weren't any holes in Mrs. Peterson's door, only neighbors out front doing repairs. What we got here? Edward Herzig, Everyday Mall, Jack Boyd. There's a real war against the scumbags happening on the streets today, and it's a war we're slowly losing. I decided to open my own gun shop to help law-abiding citizens protect themselves from drug dealers and pedophiles. Today will be our grand opening, and I sure could use a couple of brave officers who could lure in customers by handing out flyers at the mall, and I won't stay in your debt. I'll give you boys some toys that will surely be useful on the job. Together we can clean the filth and stench from the streets. We have a homicide in a residential area. Fiona Kalis was found in her apartment with her head caved in. A meat tenderizing hammer was found next to the woman's body. Armstrong and Casey. In fact, the cook's description does not at all match the fugitive maniac, which obviously we knew. Waiting for Birdsell and White to come back so I can send them out to this. Harassment at the Last Picture Show Theater. Tearful schoolgirl reported that a scary man with a face like on the news touched her shoulder during the show and said scary things in a strange language. This is getting out of hand. Trevor, can you Loves check that out? No? Okay. Vela, go with them, please. Bro. Another suspicious individual case. Okay. White. A man who resembles the dentist came into the office for an interview. The frightened secretary whispered on the phone. He's grinning at me like he wants to kill me. It's exactly like his photo in the newspaper. Our officers are just going to be chasing these leads all day. Alright, tell me what happened here. John Kalis. Someone banged on the door and my mother told me to hide under the bed and close my eyes and ears and be as quiet as a mouse. I only heard muffled screams. When I got out from under the bed, I found my mother in the blood and I called the police. Medical examiner says the fatal blow was struck by a blunt object to the head. The killer was standing behind the victim. Death was imminent and the body shows no other signs of violence. So she didn't fight back, so it was a surprise hit on her. Which means she wouldn't have been able to scream. John's testimony doesn't add up. Mrs. Orgy. I heard Fiona swearing with her brother. He'd come around again begging for money at her doorstep, and she started yelling at her son. He always sits there in front of the TV playing these stupid games till he turns blue. And then my phone rang and I talked with my friend for about an hour and a half. First responding officer said the door to the apartment was open when I came in. The boy was sitting in front of the TV playing some games on the console. He didn't even turn my direction. I think he was just in shock. His mother was lying dead there right in front of him. Mr. Andre, Peter Andre, the victim's brother. Yes, I went to my sister to borrow some money. I lost my job and the bills were piling up. I expected her to help, like I've helped her in the past, but she refused, but I didn't kill her. We had a fight and yelled at each other, and then I went home. I watched a movie I rented and went to bed. Attempted robbery at the Hot Dog tent. A homeless man is trying to rob a hot dog cart. Spain. Lazzarini. Deal with that, please. We're already on day 70, Jesus. Almost halfway. False alarm, the man was not a serial killer, but a mild-mannered foreigner who was asking the girl to be quiet during the show. What a surprise.
1210 complete.
Boss, that was a very strange job for police officers, but oddly enough, we're very tired and got a lot done. Plus, Mr. Heesreg gave us some nice guns. Good to hear. And I got $4,000. False alarm, it was an instant law student, and if he was smiling strangely, it was because he was nervous about the interview.
Officer on scene.
The seller said that the homeless man grabbed the money from his till and quickly disappeared. Canvass the neighborhood.
910 complete.
He wouldn't have gone far. That's my exact thoughts on that. We got 3 frames in the open homicide investigation. Let me check that out. Public indecency in the cemetery. Cemetery caretaker Harry Tipton reports that a young couple is having sex among a number of very old tombstones and making disgusting sounds. Mr. Tipton is afraid to approach. Gibbons, Lazzarini, could break them up. 3 new frames in this. That's all we needed. Let's bring her down. She's either going to be the trade union's building, has a meeting scheduled with the head of the Port Workers Union, or at the Gorgon Hair Salon. Port Workers Union. Check the hair salon. Let's hope I guess right. If not, who's the active lead here? Mole. What happened to my other detective? I don't know. If I get it wrong, I'm gonna ask Mole to come on to Shift A.
We've got a situation.
There are indeed naked young people lying among the tombstones. Cough loudly. The young man jumps up quickly, shouts police, and turns tail. Hit him with a stun gun. Run after the young man.
14 complete.
As if he jumped up and just left her there. Wrong place. I need Mole on tomorrow.
Yeah, understood. Thank you very much, Walt. Sorry again for waking you up. Give my regards to Jean. Okay, gotta run. Hey, Martin, wait a minute. Martin, you still hang around with Bo Berenger?
Of course. In fact, he's my stepfather.
Great. Think he has a couple of men available? Today? Right now, in fact? There's something important I need taken care of.
Sure. Something you need help moving?
Not exactly. Here's the address. I need this house watched. All day and all night until I say stop. If anyone suspicious goes poking around, tie him up and bring him here. I'll pay double the usual rate. Or triple, whatever he needs. And nobody else knows about this, right?
Jack, they're more into looking after valuables, not houses.
What's the difference?
Well, these guys probably wouldn't care either way. Okay, Jack, no problem. I'll make the call. As for your retirement, I've been...
Let's focus on today, Martin. Now keep that house secure, all right?
Okay. I have a phone in the car. I'll call Bo right away.
I appreciate it, Martin. Believe me, I do.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah?
Anything else I need to know about this?
No. Better you don't.
Hello?
I'm an addict.
Please, I don't want...
Listen to me, Lana. I really am an addict. For 20 years now, give or take. I've been lying to myself that I'm in control of the situation, and sometimes it really seems like I am, but sometimes in the more desperate moments, I become completely dependent on the pills. And it's just dumb luck that I haven't killed myself. Or someone else. More than a few times, I've come pretty close. I've been stoned while I'm driving, was even stoned once during a firefight. I've been on drugs while I made decisions where dozens of lives were on the line. When I'm overworked, I need the pills. That's my problem. It's my weakness. But I always knew that if I admit my weakness, if I start talking about the problem publicly, if I go to rehab, then I'm already as good as retired. They'll take advantage of the scandal and get rid of me forever. It doesn't matter all the good work I'm trying to do at the police department. They'll just bury me. So I'm keeping my problem a secret, at least until I can retire. I have to. I know it's the right thing to do.
You realize, Jack, this is the first time you ever called me?
What?
You called me this time. I thought you were just waiting for me to stop bugging you, but now you called me and you opened up, even though you didn't have to. Maybe you're stoned?
What? No, I'm not stoned right now.
Well, Jack, I guess you need me as much as I need you.
I need you more than you need me.
Now I know you're stoned.
Lana, You were...
I heard everything you said, Jack. I understood everything just fine. You don't need to say anything else.
Right, exactly. Say no more.
Day 71. I think we're going to end it here. I only have a couple minutes left, and I know this day is going to take probably about 10 minutes or so. So, when we come back, we're definitely going to head up to the next location and try to catch up with the leader of the funeral home, Atla gang, whatever we're calling it. I want to try to arrest her. I keep forgetting I have the option to start the case for the next person. I got to start that today as well, and then we'll just see what the day brings and all that. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say comment down below, subscribe, share. This helps me out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.